Am I the only person who loves Curtis? Is there something wrong with me? Love Island All Stars, Friday the 17th of January, episode 5. And why, oh why, after all these years, do the Islanders never learn? They sit down with their partner and they say, oh, my head's not going to be turned. It's episode 5. The chances are very high that your head is in fact going to be turned. I get that when you're in the moment, it can feel like you're living the dream and you're sitting looking at this beautiful person and you're thinking, oh my God, nothing could be more beautiful than this person that's sitting in front of me right now. However, Scott has already mentioned several times that him and India have been friends for years. He thinks she's beautiful, but it's never been anything more than that. So I don't understand how he's sitting there saying, oh, my head's not going to be turned. Like, he's known her for years. When will they learn? A few of the Islanders had a kiss tonight, and when Catherine was kissing Naz and he was like, oh, why is my lips burning? I thought to myself, I thought that when she put on lip plumping lip gloss, it just stopped burning. But it must be just like you stopped feeling it because it's been on your lips for so long. And she has already got stunning lips, so she's putting herself through that pain for no reason. I absolutely hate lip plumping lip gloss. It's just not a good feeling. Then Olivia comes up to the terrace with Marcel and they're like, oh, have you had a kiss or a lips or whatever it is they call it? And they're like, oh, as if like this is the most amazing thing ever. And by the way, I don't know what it is about this year's terrace, but I don't like it. So Olivia was saying to Marcel that she's a really slow burner, and I do remember from her season that she said that last time, and I think it took her quite a while to like start liking anybody. But the two of them are kissing, and I just think to myself, I know that he cheated on Gabby like many years ago, but it was the way in which he done it that I would just be like, no. I just couldn't take him seriously. On Thursday night it showed you the new bombshell who was coming in, and I didn't recognise her. I didn't watch season 2, but then when she came in, I was like scrolling through the internet randomly, and this picture came up, and it said, oh my God, is this the same person? No wonder nobody recognised her. Literally. Never in a million years would you think that that was the same person. So anyway, she came in, she's stunning. She picked Naz, Luca and Scott for her date, and they were sitting drinking orange juice. And I'm not trying to be funny here, but if I drank like 3 full glasses of orange juice, I would have a dodgy stomach. So she's just sitting there drinking it as if nothing, and I thought, is it just me? But I'd have to just have 1 glass and that's it. What I didn't really like is that Naz and Luca were asking her the kind of same questions, and I thought surely they were on the date long enough for them to edit it differently, because they were both like, oh, what's your type? And it was like the exact same date almost. The last time I made my video, I said, I don't fancy Luca, but I think that he is the best looking guy on the island. I think he's got the best body, he's got lovely eyes, like I actually think he's stunning. But after tonight, and I don't know what it is about Curtis, I really liked Curtis's personality, but there's just something about him, and I'm like, do you know what? Aye. The last time he was on, he kind of spiked his hair a bit, and he does look better with spiked hair, but I'm like a personality girl, and I really love his personality. Tina and Scott were talking about how when they were in their season together, and they liked each other, but they didn't really get to pair up because he was paired up with somebody else, and he was asking her if she felt like he was the one who got away. And when he went back into the villa, he said that he'd thought about contacting her or whatever. Now, keep in mind that season 2 was years and years and years ago. So if that's how he felt, why didn't he give her a text, a phone, message her on social media? Like, he's had all these years. Do you know what I mean? I don't know, like, was he with somebody for years? Is that what the problem is? When Tina walked into the house, Casey was like, oh, I've slept with her. Who's he not slept with? Later, Casey took Gabby to the side and says that he slept with her on holiday and he didn't want her to hear it from anybody else. And she says, oh, you already told somebody, I heard you. Like, it wasn't quiet. And I did feel a wee bit bad for Casey, even though I actually can't stand him and I think he's a skis bag. But he didn't realise that she had heard, and he was just sitting her down and he was trying to say to her, look, I've went with her, but don't worry about it, I still like you. So I think he was trying to do the right thing. But obviously in the moment when Tina walked in, he was a bit like, oh, shit, I've slept with her. As I mentioned in one of my last videos, when Ekin-Su was in Big Brother, Fern Britton was saying that she was quite fake and she doesn't really talk to people. It's as if she's like rehearsing for a chat show and she gives them like an interview. And once again, the night when Tina came in, she sat her down and she's giving her all the chat and she's like, oh, bombshells need to hype each other up. Like, Ekin-Su was in there on night one. It's not as if like she was a surprise bombshell after like 2 episodes. Do you know what I mean? She was there the first night and okay, she had to steal somebody, but still. So Scott sat down with India to tell her about the date, and India was clearly not happy. And she was like, oh, she's a hot babe. And then he says, oh, I'm getting confused because I feel like we're good mates. And then I kind of get confused because like we're paired up, but we're good mates. And then she took that as a sign as like, oh, he's trying to tell me that we're just mates now because she's come in. I probably would have took it a bit like that as well. When India was in the beach hut, she was saying, oh, what if I had have just have says to Scott, no, it's not alright. And it literally dawned on her, like, what if I said it's not alright? Actually, at that point, I think it dawned on her that she felt as if it wasn't alright. But she had said to him earlier that she was a bit afraid of him liking somebody else. But at the same time, it's still very early as well. It's so hard in there, like, it's so awkward for so many things. Like, you've got to be paired up with somebody and watch them go for chats with other people. Then it's like all of a sudden if their head is turned and then they go and kiss somebody, you're just expected to like sit back and be like, alright, you're with them now. It's just so forced. It's such a forced situation to be in and it's unnatural and it must be hard. So then Curtis was talking to India and she says, oh, what would have happened if I'd have just says, no, it's not okay? And Curtis is like, oh, well, it depends. Is that how you feel? Like, I don't know. I just think Curtis is so cute. Is it just me? So, what did you think of tonight's episode? Do you think that India would be in the right to just turn around and say to Scott, no, it's not alright? Like, what do you think she should do? Or do you think it's just like, chill out, hen? We're just at the start. Let me know who your favourites are if you've got any. My favourites are Luca, just because I think he's good looking, and Curtis because I think he's so cute. But I'll see you again tomorrow. Bye!